My boy, flirting is a non-stop game that you need to be playing with women. That goes for whether you've just met them or if you've been dating them for a long period of time. Today, I want to go through the second stage of flirting with you. My family, you voted for this video, so here it is. With this video, I'll show you exactly what you should be doing with women after you get their phone number all the way to the end of your first date. I'll also show you a bunch of common mistakes men make that end up in them losing the attraction of the women they desire. You can watch all the videos you want on YouTube, but if you don't put this into practice, then it's useless. Pay attention, and I'll also share a secret with you that will make girls very comfortable with you on the first date. Lately, my videos aren't reaching men that need it unless you guys spam the like button and comments below like you did for the last video. Make sure to do that again, and let's get into the art of flirting. So at this point, I'm going to assume you've just handed this girl your phone, had her put in her number, and walked away like I taught you in the last video. This means you have her number and a means to contact her, but she does not. Now, most of these gurus would tell you to wait 2 days before you message her, or some other bullshit as if it's set in stone. I can tell you there's no such rules. The more a girl likes you, the earlier you can get in contact, but I still don't recommend doing it on the same day or even the day after. I've personally messaged girls the next day with 0 issues, and it's not a problem if she has very high interest in you, but that means you need to learn how to read them really well. Think about it. If every guy is following the same advice and waiting 2 to 3 days to message these girls, then at this point, what do you think will set you apart? What will set you apart is doing exactly what you want when you feel like it. As I've always taught you, the secret to get women chasing is to get them craving you and thinking about you. In order to do this, you need to have a strong masculine frame when you're with them and display the utmost confidence. My personal rule for when I message these girls is based on when I have time to set a date with them. I like to message them 2 to 3 days before I'm able to fit them in my schedule and let them build anticipation in their mind. When it's time to message her, then don't do this.
Hi, this is Ronald. I met you the other night at the Club X. How are you doing?
Never give her too much information about who you are, and never ask a girl questions that are irrelevant to meeting her. The phone is for setting up dates. Do not send any emojis and get right to the point with a confident message. My preferred message is this.
Hey, it's Enzo. What's your schedule like this week? I'd love to take you out and continue seeing where our energies lead us.
That last part usually gets a good laugh out of them and breaks them out of their vibe with whatever they're doing. They'll think,
who does this guy think he is? Did he just say where our energies lead us?
Now, the reason I don't ever over-explain who I am to a girl is to gauge her interest. Just because a girl gives you her number doesn't mean she's going to go out with you. An hour after meeting you, she might meet a guy that she is 10 times more attracted to, or maybe she was drunk when she met you and not thinking about her prior commitments. You want to make sure she knows who you are and is excited for you to message her, or it's just a waste of your time to try to date her. If she's still feeling you, then she's going to tell you exactly when her schedule is open, and she'll make it incredibly easy for you to get together. Don't sit there texting her back and forth. Don't ever text her in between the time you set the date and when you're supposed to meet her. If she texts you and you already have plans, keep it short and sweet. Then tell her you're looking forward to seeing her. Make sure you set definite plans, though. You never set plans with a girl that aren't solid. A solid plan means you have an exact time and place set between the two of you. Send the first message, let her respond. When she gives you her schedule, give her an exact time and place. I like to go pick girls up, but you can also choose to meet them out. If she gives you her address, then you know she's committed to the date. Only the women with the highest interest will do this. It should not take more than a few texts to set up a date. Once you get better at this skill, you can move on to calling them. If you can do this on the phone with a calm, masculine voice, then her attraction will skyrocket. Just make sure you set a solid time and place to meet her. Tell her you're putting it in your schedule and to contact you if something comes up. Then it's time to go back to making her wait. Let women build the romance between you up in their mind. It's the best place to be. Now, I'll assume you already know how to do this. If it's still hard and you're having a hard time getting these girls to go out with you, then comment below, and I'll make a video going through different texting scenarios. Now it's time to plan out the first date. I'm going to tell you a secret that will make her much more likely to fall for you on the first date. But before that, There's a vast difference between the art of seduction and maintaining a relationship. Both require distinct skill sets. There's a huge difference between how you treat a woman when you meet her, in the first 2 weeks, first 90 days, and when you're in a relationship. You can't keep playing the mysterious seducer when you're 5 years into a relationship. If there's one thing I learned in the 5 months of running this channel, is that even though men will take advice from my videos, they don't know when to incorporate it. When I make destroy her ego videos for girls you're initially meeting, a bunch of guys take it as relationship advice and leave dumbass comments trying to prove me wrong. When I make relationship advice videos, I get a different group telling me why that won't work with women they just met that they haven't vetted properly. I understood the reason was that it's not clear when each piece of advice needs to be incorporated, since most people just skip through videos and have a short attention span. To remedy this, I've developed a course for you all called The Stages of Talking to Women, From Zero to Hero Challenge. This course will break down everything you must know before you approach a woman. Then it will tell you step by step what you need to do from first approach to first date to your wedding day if that's what you crave. The course is open for pre-orders now, and the link is in the description. If you want to make sure you never have problems with women again, then this is the course for you. Understand the stages, know when to switch your approach, and adapt accordingly. A one-size-fits-all strategy is a one-way ticket to failure. The biggest secret to getting girls to fall in love with you on the first date is give them an experience that feels like more than one date, and build up the activities in a way that allows for more physical contact as the night goes on. This means don't take them to the movies or any other activities where there are no interactions. This also means don't take them to dinner, then take them home. Plan out a fun experience that allows the two of you to get closer. Getting in and out of the car going to different places will make women forget it's a first date, and they'll open up to you easier. Remember, flirting is not what you say, but it's your overall actions. From your body language to your eye contact, it all matters. Be a gentleman, but be masculine. I'm sure a lot of guys would disagree, but I like to open the door for women to get in the car. I like to open doors for them to walk into locations, and generally will act in a way that makes them feel safe. The only time I won't open a car door for a woman is if I'm already sitting in the car when she walks up. Just do things like a masculine protector would. They love that. I treat all humans with manners. Some people might disagree, but that's just the way I am and how I was raised. If I'm going out of my way to take a girl out, then I've vetted her properly and come to the conclusion that she's somebody I want. This means I will treat her like I would treat a female member of my family in terms of manners, but obviously not in terms of flirting. Now when the date starts, you want to make sure you break the touch barrier as soon as possible. If she sits in the car, watch her body language. If she's facing you, go for a hug. If she sits in the car and faces forward, start driving. Don't be the cornball who says,
"Where's my hug?"
The next best opportunity to break the touch barrier is when you open the door for her at the first place you go to. If she's on a date with you, it's perfectly fine to open a door and motion her through it by touching her lower back. Take one of these two opportunities and don't fumble. Now let's rewind back to when she sits in the car and talk about what you should say. Listen, the key to women is letting them talk while you ask questions. The conversation when she first sits with you should be something like this.
So how was your week?
It was good, blah, blah, blah. How about you?
Awesome. Every day feels like a blessing. What's the best thing that happened to you this week?
Let's pause here and think for a moment why this question is important. Think about everything I've told you about interactions with women. You want the interaction to be fun, lighthearted, and to mentally keep her in a happy place while also gauging if she's a good fit for your life. You also want to make her associate good feelings with being around you. When you ask her about the best thing that happened to her that week, not only will it take her to a happy place as she's telling you about it, but it will also show you what's important to this girl. There's a huge difference between a girl whose favorite part of the week was spending time with her family and one whose favorite part was a purse she bought. I keep saying it over and over again because it's so important. You need to let her do the majority of the talking while you ask questions. It's like a sales negotiation. Everything in your life is like a sales negotiation. Don't be this guy.
Let me lay everything on the table. I'm looking for a serious girlfriend. I have an ex-wife who takes my money every month. I'm so unhappy. I'm glad you came out with me. I've been sitting at home by myself for so long.
Or this guy.
Yeah, I'm a lawyer, and I make $100,000 a year. I'm not sure if you saw my car, it's brand new. Last year, I went on vacation to Mexico and stayed at a 5-star resort. It was amazing.
Maybe you think you're being honest, but over-talking and trying to be transparent is the ultimate killer of attention. You also don't need to validate or prove yourself to her, so there's no reason to tell her about all the amazing stuff in your life either. Maintain composure and mystery. Flirting is like a fun little game. You don't need to make it serious or act like it's an interview. If you're able to keep her talking and in a good mood, as she gets more comfortable in the conversation, you can start to be more playful and tease her a little. I'll usually wait for her first test of my masculine strength. She'll usually try to argue with you about something or disagree with something you said to see your reaction. In this situation, most guys will try to agree with her or try to prove their point with logic. Do this instead.
Wow, you know what I just learned about you? You definitely didn't get spanked enough as a kid.
When you say this, you'll break the sexual barrier of the conversation. You'll be surprised at how women respond. It's usually going to be a giggle, and she'll fall straight into her feminine energy. The whole date will hit a new level after this. She'll be a lot more playful and a lot more touchy. Don't be surprised if she starts touching your leg with hers or touching your arm. Another line I love using when girls test me is,
Wow, now I know why you're single. You probably scare the shit out of most guys.
Why do you say that?
I mean, if I took your words at face value right now, I'd probably have to wonder if you like me.
What makes you think I like you?
I can see it in your eyes. You can't hide it from me. Maybe this works with other guys you're with, but we both know better.
in Mortal Kombat at this point you would hear,
Fatality.
after this it's rare that she keeps testing you, and you can have a much smoother night. Around this point is a good time to grab the check and head to your next activity. The second place you go to should either be a place where you can sit closer to each other and have a drink, or an activity that allows her to be physical. As you're walking, pay attention to her distance to you. If she's close to you or bumps into you, then this is a great time to kiss her. I'll usually go for the kiss after leaving the first place if she's showing she's ready. The signs of a woman who's ready to be kissed is usually strong eye contact, and she breaks the touch barrier with you, even if it seems accidental. Trust me, girls have become so accustomed to keeping their space from creepy guys that they'll never touch you by accident. There's too much to say on this topic. If you'd like this series to continue for how you can treat women after this first kiss, then hit the like button and comment part 3 below. Now make sure to watch this video here to understand how to become irresistible to women. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for future content.